For those of you heavy into the credit card game, do any of your friends and family ever look at you like you're absolutely out of your mind? Particularly when you try to tell them about the next great deal or this great sign-up bonus or how they can travel the world in style for less money and just some points. Well, I get that all the time, and I'm curious if you do too. So one of the things that really is the reason why I love this hobby is because there aren't a lot of hobbies that pay you. I suppose if somebody maybe makes woodworking projects and sells them on Facebook Marketplace, or perhaps if you have another hobby that's a side gig kind of thing, that would pay you. But the thing about this hobby is you get to travel the world and you get to do it in style many times, especially if you're at a high level of the game and you're traveling internationally and booking business class seats and all the rest. But it's so interesting to me because to me, I think everybody would want to be involved in this because it's not that hard to do. It doesn't cost all that much. And it's just really, really fun. And I think a lot of you are kind of there with me. But I was watching, I think it was Doug Ross Reports, where he reported that he and one of the other creators were talking about it, and they estimated that no more than 5,000 to 10,000 people, maybe in the world, are high-level credit card enthusiasts. And what I mean by high level is you don't just have like the Chase trifecta with the Freedom card and then the Sapphire Preferred card and then the Flex and just try to do that. But people who have, 15, 20, 30, 40 credit cards, like many of us do, and manage all those annual fees, manage all those credits. See, I hear about people all the time in a lot of the YouTube videos, they're talking about the difficulty of managing credits. And I get that because if indeed there are only 5,000 to 10,000 people playing this game at a high level, then most people aren't going to want to go to the trouble. They're not going to want to manage all those credits on the gold card or the platinum card or whatever it may be. And so I get that. But I wonder, why do people shy away from it? Because I have some friends that are financially very smart people, and they'll spend hours and hours going over the stock market. They check it every day. They make trades every day. But when I talk about it, they think it's absolutely nuts that a person would have more than 1 or 2 credit cards. Absolutely nuts. And even when I lay it out, and I mean, the amount of points we have right now, depending on if you're talking about cash back or if you're talking about travel value, I mean, in the travel value using like the points guys estimations, I mean, we have in the tens of thousands of dollars in value that we can have. That's paying you for a hobby. And for me, it's a fun hobby. I mean, it's exciting to be able to get the best deal on stuff. But yet people are so averse. And I mean, so many, they just look at you and maybe you can get them interested in the first couple minutes, but then they get kind of glossy-eyed. My wife's favorite saying to me is, "You're in the weeds too much." So I'll try to tell her about a new card or how it works or the mechanics, which is just so fascinating to me. And she'll call me a credit card nerd and say, "You're in the weeds. You got to dumb it down for me. You got to dumb it down for me." And I've asked her, "Well, why doesn't this excite you?" She said, "Well, I love the benefits. I love going and traveling in United Polaris or Turkish business class and the stuff that we do, staying at the Waldorf or the Ritz-Carlton or whatever." She said, "But I've got you to handle that. I don't want to think about it." And I think that's what it kind of comes down to, is a lot of people just don't want to think about it. I guess that's what it is. Because when you tell people, even smart financial people, that you've got $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 in annual fees that you manage, that you've got 20, 30, 40 credit cards. Even when you tell them, "Yeah, but I got 2 million points or 3 million points or whatever." Even when you tell them, "I've got $30,000 in travel and high level travel at that," that doesn't offset it. To them, I think the issue is the hard work involved. And it's just like anything else. You've heard the old adage that if you love what you do, you never have to work a day in your life. I think this hobby is primarily for people who enjoy the process. not just the results, but enjoy the process, who like running spreadsheets and keeping track of the $10 Uber credits and all of that. And I do. I enjoy that. It's a great, fun hobby. I like to check it in the morning when I wake up. And I'm sure some of you do too. But I was just wondering if anybody else ever got that look like you're crazy from your friends and family. If you ever have where you're so excited about something and you want to tell people about it, but then after 30 seconds, they just tune out. When, like my wife says, when you get into the weeds too much. So I'm just curious. It was just kind of on my mind today, and I thought I'd talk about this in my card thoughts because I've learned to be careful, even though I'm very excited. I had somebody come up to me, a friend, not long ago and say, I'm so excited. I want to take you to lunch and we want to talk about credit card points and how we can play this game at a higher level. And that excited me because just to have somebody that interested in it is just kind of rare. So tell me in the comments below, do you get those looks? Do people look at you like you're nuts? And is it something that you enjoy the process and not just the results? All right. Well, we'll see you here next time. Have a great day.